Trump, Bitcoin, and the billionaire coup that could redefine global finance. You might be distracted by the daily soap opera of politics, the tweets, the sound bites, the headlines, all this, instead of really paying attention to what is really behind the theatrics. And when you do look a little bit deeper, it's far more consequential and unfolding quietly, but also decisively, right? When we look at Trump and his band of billionaire confidants, America's financial architecture is effectively being rewritten right now. Bitcoin, stable coins, and decentralized finance poised to emerge not only as fringe alternatives, but as core pillars of this new order, right? So at the heart of this simple truth, really, you've got a real estate magnate in Trump and not a austerity hawk, right? So his playbook has always been the same. You borrow big, you inflate bigger, you leave creditors holding the bag. And now Trump's America's first 2.0 strategy, turbocharged by the most powerful levers of the US financial system, the Federal Reserve, a hand-picked select group of Silicon heavyweights also involved. And we're looking at how this might all unfold, right? Because the easiest way to pretty much force the Fed to cut rates is to manufacture a recession. And Trump and his newly minted DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, run by none other than Elon Musk, is already getting rid of bureaucracy, freezing federal contracts, threatening layoffs by the hundreds of thousands. And the message is pretty clear. They shrink government spending, shrink demand, and push the economy towards the edge. But this isn't about balanced budgets or fiscal prudence, right? You have to be clever when you look at this, because it's about engineering conditions that make rate cuts and massive money printing inevitable. So every modern recession has been met with the same reflex: slashing rates, injecting liquidity. Trump knows this, and Musk knows this, and the markets know it as well. So the Fed has no choice. Trillions in US corporate and government debt need to be rolled over this year. And if you let rates obviously stay high and that debt pyramid collapses, that'll be a problem. So you need to lower the rates and kind of have the system stagger on, fueled by this cheap credit, inevitably more money in circulation. You also have David Sachs, who's the crypto czar, right? Who's supposed to be rewiring the US financial system here. Not only is it about interest rates, you've got PayPal veteran, tech venture capitalist, now America's AI and crypto czar. Sachs has been handed two of the most transformative tools of the 21st century, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence. And his task is to pretty much undo years of regulatory hostility and embed crypto at the core of the US financial strategy. Under his stewardship, Trump's administration is moving fast, right? Launching a strategic Bitcoin reserve seeded by over 17 billion in BTC seized by law enforcement, pushing stablecoin regulation to legitimize digital dollars without the Fed's micromanagement, reversing SEC policies, and treating crypto like, it's something that was seen as a threat, but now
digital
trying to make
assets
it
already in a possession of the nation, and we are going to establish this Bitcoin reserve.
Trying to make it definitely be viewed as what it is, an innovation. And for the first time in the United States, Bitcoin is not only a speculative asset, but a strategic reserve that's akin to gold. It's a stark acknowledgement of how, the world of fiat is collapsing in liabilities. Decentralized, hard-capped digital assets offering something that is an alternative. So the math behind the Bitcoin bull case, in my opinion, history tells us that, what happens when the liquidity floods the system during the pandemic, the 4 trillion of credit, sent Bitcoin soaring over 24x, right? Analysts estimate Trump's recession strategy combined with the Fed capitulation here could inject between $3 to $1.5 trillion in fresh liquidity between these rate cuts, the halted quantitative tightening, and potential QE reboots. It's not a fantasy, it's definitely arithmetic here, guys. A 10x Bitcoin rally off the back of a 3 trillion in money printing. If we estimate it to be, that couldn't be that much of a wild prediction, right? If you actually logically extrapolate all of that, you've seen that time and time again in the crypto markets. And one thing I also want to mention is DeFi, right? DeFi, I feel like, is going to absorb a lot of the overflow of the money that's coming into the crypto markets, right? Infrastructure is already being laid down. It has been for a while. And the Trump Sachs blueprint, in my opinion, isn't just about deregulating crypto. It's about creating conditions where capital flows freely, right? And
financially will be stronger than ever before. I think the markets are going to soar in terms of regulations being cut, in terms of taxes being cut. And it would be great if
bypassing Wall Street gatekeepers, brokerages, and banks in a world where the US government is happy to print and restructure its way out of debt. DeFi will become more transparent, more efficient, and ultimately more of the trusted ecosystem to participate in. So it's a global domino effect. Right now, it isn't just contained to the US borders. China, Japan, Europe, every major economy will follow America's liquidity moves here. Currency wars will intensify, inflation will be tolerated, and centralized financial controls will fray under the pressure, I believe, as fiat regimes soften and the sovereign debts pile higher. Decentralized protocols offering alternative immutable solutions, and Bitcoin, for example, will not be able to bend to policymakers. DeFi protocols won't be able to discriminate. This is why capital, institutional, corporate, retail is slowly going to flow toward crypto, guys. So don't sleep on this. It's an inevitable reset. Trump might not intend to spark a global financial reset, but his policies, by necessity, not ideology here, guys, are accelerating a shift away from walled fiat systems. The stage is already set. Musk is cutting. Sachs is deregulating. Powell will print eventually, and Bitcoin stands ready. As fiat systems get stretched, I feel like something is going to break. The next chapter of finance will be not written by central banks, by decentralized networks. Whether you like Trump or you loathe him, the outcome is the same. Bitcoin wins. DeFi will also scale, and the old order will effectively dissolve over the coming years. If you want to learn more, make sure you follow us on all our socials. Go to decentralized.news for the best cryptocurrency exchange reviews, DeFi platforms, NFT marketplaces, all things crypto. Like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.